Hey guys, welcome back to It's Now or Never. I'm your host, Alex Willard, and today is season 2, episode 11, and we're going to be talking about all things dating in college. Now, this is going to be a quick episode. We will touch on dating later on in the season again, but it's going to be a quick episode because I, funny enough, left my camera battery and my camera charger all the way at work. So I have half of a battery on this. I have half of a full battery on this camera right now. So we're working with what we got, and if we have to cut it short, we have to cut it short, and that's okay. But I know you guys are here to listen, so let's get into it as fast as we can. Okay, I'm in college. You're probably in college if you're listening to this, or you're around that age range, early 20s, you're trying to figure it out. I honestly, I will die on this hill. I think dating sucks. I think dating sucks. I am not somebody who likes to go out and meet new people and people I don't know. Like, oh, like what are your interests? Like what do you do in your free time? Like do you have any siblings? No, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I hate dating. I hate dating apps. I hate trying new relationships, going on blind dates. I tried that too. I hate it. Lucky enough for me, I got back together with my high school ex-boyfriend and we hit it off. It's great. It's going good. But I have been through the other shit, trying to do the dating apps, trying to meet people organically, trying to get set up by friends, and it all sucks. Honestly, it all sucks. Okay? One, dating apps are just for hookups. Dating apps are fueled by hookup culture, which is absolutely disgusting, but hookup culture absolutely runs dating life today, okay? And that is, I think, what just pushes so many people away from even trying to date, because half of the guys out there mainly are just looking for a hookup and whatever. And honestly, like, I'm a girl, I want to date to marry. Like if I like start talking to you and I do not see the traits in you that I want in my future husband, I'm sorry, like it's just not going to work. And I'm also very cut and dry. Like if I do not like you, I will tell you. Like I don't like you. I don't want to pursue something with this. You might want to pursue something with me. I don't. I'm sorry, you're not my type, whatever. I don't like it. I talked in a previous episode about this guy I talked to a few months ago, and or back in the fall, and he was like literally a pathological liar. It was like I at first was like, "Oh my god, like this guy just seems like he's so cool. Like he has it all going on, right?" No. Not at all. Not at all. He was like a pathological liar, a coke addict. It was disgusting. Whatever. That's beyond the point. That's another story for another time, or a story that we will never share ever again. Um but I've had my fair share of liars, assholes, posers, whatever. And I'm so over it. I'm so over it. If you're a man listening to this, honestly, what will get you farthest in the dating life or in the dating world and with women is to just be honest, be straight up, be kind. Like, do not, like, honestly, if you really like somebody, I don't think that you should be so focused on what they look like underneath their clothes. I think you should really pursue like a relationship with them emotionally. And that sounds super cringe, but like honestly, you should get to know a person, become friends with them, and then whatever happens after that happens. But I think that everybody jumps to this super like vulnerable state with each other right away. Like people will go home with random people from the bars and never talk to them ever again, or talk to somebody in a little situationship for a couple months, whatever, leave for summer, dump them, whatever. That is so emotionally damaging, and it might not like be hitting you now, but it's gonna catch up to you later. It will catch up to you and you're not gonna like it. And so how can we like be real with people about like our expectations? How can we know and like realize when somebody is not who they say they are? And when can we realize when somebody isn't meeting our expectations, right? So one, when somebody doesn't meet your expectations, like you need to take that as a sign. Okay? People like when they show you who they are, believe them. My aunt always told me this, like when they show you who they are, believe them. And so if your man goes out and cheats on you, okay, then that's nope. If a guy starts talking to you while he has a girlfriend, if a guy cheats on his girlfriend with you, no. Red flag. That's no. No. Because he's going to cheat again. Honestly, I think once a cheater, always a cheater. That's my personal opinion. But, believe them for who they show you that they are. And also trust your gut. I know I was incredibly gifted with this talent by my mother, but as soon as I meet someone, yes, I make judgments as soon as I meet someone. And you know what? They're 99% of the time always right. Like, I get a gut feeling about people, and I know, like, I can tell if that person is a good person or a bad person real quick. And I also choose to ignore myself sometimes. I choose to ignore that gut feeling. And then I get myself into so much trouble. And I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I just listen to my gut? And all my friends are like, oh my God, I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, well, there we go. Like, listen to your gut, ladies, okay? Next, if a man is not meeting your expectations, you need to tell him. And this isn't just like when you're first talking to a guy. This is when you're in your long-term relationship. Like, you need to tell someone like, hey, like, I really want to, I want to have better communication with you, and I just don't feel like you're making an effort for that. Tell that to them. But also, you can't get mad at somebody for not doing something if you don't tell them what you want. I posted this Mel Robbins quote the other day, and it says that, you don't get to want it unless you ask for it. The same thing goes in dating. Like, you do not get to want something from somebody and then get mad at them for not giving it to you unless you ask them. Just so you know, guys, don't be out here being crazy. And if somebody isn't meeting those expectations and you've already talked about it, be like, hey, you know what? I don't think this is working out, right? And if they're like, oh my God, why? Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. Well, exactly. You just said it right there. You didn't do anything. You're not doing enough. And honestly, ladies, like, I have friends in the dating scene right now trying to figure out what they like, who they like, whatever, their type. And it's just like, they're just falling for these assholes and losers. And like, why? What is drawing you to them? And they're just like, yeah, he just like doesn't respect me. He doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't talk to me. He only goes out to the bars with his friends. Like, he never like spends intentional time with me. If you want something from a man, you have to demand it. If you want to be treated with respect, you have to demand it. And if somebody isn't giving you that, you need to take it for what it is and dip. Because honestly, you are such strong, incredible women, and you need to tell yourself that. You need to remind yourself that. And same goes for you. All the good men out there, you need to remind yourself that you are a good man. And do not let a crazy ass, I'm sorry for lack of better words, bitch, get in your head and make you feel like you're bad or whatever because they're not doing anything for you and you're giving them the whole world. Okay? Yes, I think that a relationship is a two-way street. And I think that sometimes when people can only give 10%, the other should give 90%, but it shouldn't be 10 and 90% the whole time you're in a relationship. You guys should do things equally for each other. It is like, it's a back and forth. It's a relationship, right? You're not here to serve this person, and you need to recognize that. Next, when you're actually in that healthy relationship, whatever, it doesn't stop. Like, you still have to continue to not like prove yourself, but you still have to like show your love and your devotion for this person. I do not think of love as just a feeling. I really don't. I think love is an act. It's an action. It is something you show to someone, right? You can feel love from somebody else and you can feel in love for someone, but the act of love is what really matters in the relationship. And you have to recognize like your love language probably isn't your partner's love language, right? Like my boyfriend, he is big on words of affirmation, right? I need quality time. Like, quality time is my biggest thing. And we have different ways of showing our love. We have different ways of receiving that, and you have to recognize that with you and your partner, and recognize each other's different emotions and how you guys react to different things. And then also, it doesn't stop when it comes to like trying to build something with someone. Like, just because you have them in the bag doesn't mean you have to stop like trying to do things for them or whatever. Like, you still have to do things like, yes, prove your love, but also prove your trust. I think that, trying to gain trust from somebody is really big, but also trying to prove the fact that you trust someone is really, really big. And it's hard also when I had this but this conversation with my boyfriend the other day. I've had probably every other guy I've dated has been a complete douchebag. They've all cheated on me. I guess I know how to pick them, right? And so I take these past relationships and I put them on him. And I don't trust him, not because of anything he's done, but because of things that other people have done. And so, it was, oh my God, it was so funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny last week. Last week, the whole week, I went thinking my boyfriend was cheating on me. I went home to go visit my boyfriend. We're long distance, whatever. And he goes out of the car. He's like in his friend's house for a little bit, whatever. He leaves the car running. He leaves his phone in like the center console. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I've never looked through this man's phone. I've never looked through somebody's phone like that ever. And I was like, it's like putting cake in front of a kid and telling them not to eat it, right? Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I have to look at his phone. He's long distance. I never see him. I just want to know, right? I don't know his phone password. I'm so forgetful. And like, I never open his phone. So I'm like, I can't remember this password. And so I was like, I'm going to look on his Apple CarPlay. And guys, I promise you, I'm not crazy. I promise. But I was like, I'm going to look on his Apple CarPlay. So I like look at his texts and like who he's been texting, and it's like me, his mom, his sister, like his bandmates, like whatever. And then it's this girl named Brie. And I can't click on the texts, right? And I can't like click and see what they're saying. I could just click on the text and send a text. And I'm like, oh my God. He's texting another woman. I don't know who Brie is. Who the F is Brie? And I just kept my mouth shut. I went home for the week, whatever. And on my way back home this weekend, I blew up on him. I was on the phone with him, blew up on him. I was like, I didn't want to say this because I thought it was creepy. You'd probably get mad at me, blah, 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 blah. But who's Brie? Who's Brie? Like, are you cheating on me? Whatever. Like, I was so pissed off. I finally, because I didn't know how else to say it. I'm not like a confrontational person. And he just starts laughing, dying laughing. And I'm like, I don't understand how this is so funny. Like, why I'm confronting you about you cheating on me right now and you're dying laughing. And he shares the screen with me and shows me the text. And mind you guys, my boyfriend is a pilot, okay? It was like the flight operations lady at his airport. It was like scheduling stuff. It had nothing to do with any woman. The scheduling lady's name is Brie. That's all. And I waited a week to talk to this man about it because I have poor communication. It was so bad. It was awful. It was awful. But we're good now. But the thing is you still have to work on things. You have to work on trust. You have to work on communication. All these things. They have to come together in harmony. And you have to remember the other person is a human at the end of the day, right? But besides that, my camera, I am seeing, is dying right now. But I'm going to end the episode right here before things go away and die too fast on me. So thank you for listening to today's episode. I know it was super short and sweet, and I promise you guys, next episode, I'm actually just going to do the same topic, but get a little bit more in depth with it because I feel like I have so much to talk on. And submit your like crazy dating stories because I'm going to be reading those next session. I have a bunch of questions that have been sent in from you guys that are all about dating or scenarios that you guys have had during dating. So we will definitely read all of those. If you want to keep up with Einon on Instagram, it's inon.pod, einon.pod on Instagram. On YouTube, it's Now or Never Pod. And then if you want to submit a question or a comment or a situation you want me to respond to, it's alexandriawillard.com/submit a question. All of these are going to be down below on the screen if you're watching on video. Besides that, guys, there is also a poll at the bottom of this video on Spotify, and then you can also tell me your thoughts on this episode, what you think, how you feel about it, what do you want me to do better, what do you want me to talk about. Yeah, I'm talking really fast right now because my camera's dying, but I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to see you guys next Wednesday. I'm so sorry for being so irresponsible and immature with my camera battery, but I promise I will get back to you guys on Wednesday, okay? I love you guys so much. Have a good rest of your week. Bye. Mwah.